Well, it happened. As I warned was likely 3 months ago, Donald Trump has refused to certify Iran's compliance with the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. The JCPOA is more commonly known as the Iran nuclear deal. The deal isn't dead yet, but Trump, in a very Trumpian move, has chosen to boot the question to Congress. The idea here is that Congress will somehow come up with a better deal. Trump maintains the threat to just kill U.S. participation if he doesn't like what they come up with. In his mind, he can just blame Congress if this happens. This is nuts on a number of levels. First off, Congress can't unilaterally improve the Iran deal. The deal was agreed upon by a range of international actors, including the United States, Iran, Russia, China, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. This wasn't just fig leaf multilateralism. The sanctions that brought Iran to the table need all of those powers to work. The U.S. is almost free of Middle East petroleum now. We get what we need from Canada, Venezuela, Mexico, and Saudi Arabia. Even Saudi Arabia isn't all that important to our petroleum mix anymore. Whether or not we buy Iranian oil isn't important. It's the Chinese, Indian, and European buyers that matter for sanctions against Iran. So the U.S. Congress doesn't have the power to improve the deal. We need our allies to get on board for there to be any renegotiation. And it is very clear that that is not going to happen. This was the European Union's response to Donald Trump's speech last week.
The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA. It is not a bilateral agreement. It does not belong to any single country, and it is not up to any single country to terminate it. It is a multilateral agreement which was unanimously endorsed by the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2231. The International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, has verified 8 times that Iran is implementing all its nuclear-related commitments, following a comprehensive and strict monitoring system. There have been no violations of any of the commitments included in the agreement. The United States domestic process, and I underline domestic, following today's announcement of President Trump, is now in the hands of the United States Congress. The JCPOA is not a domestic issue, but a UN Security Council resolution. The international community and the European Union with it has clearly indicated that the deal is and will continue to be in place.
It's not just the EU and every other party to the deal that thinks Iran is in compliance. U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis thinks they are complying. So does Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. So does Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Joseph Dunford. Everybody, except for Donald Trump and the usual neocon suspects, thinks that Iran is complying. We are the bad guys here. Sadly, that's nothing new. But what is new is that absolutely everybody knows that we are the bad guys here. This is a dangerous place to be. And this was a really, really stupid thing for Donald Trump to do. It's hard to predict what happens now. Congress is very likely to fail to come up with a better solution. And even if they do come up with a solution that satisfies Washington, D.C.'s bipartisan clutch of Iran haters, the international community is likely to ignore any sanctions we propose. It's possible that Congress won't come up with anything, and Donald Trump will get distracted by something else that's shiny, and he won't do anything either. This is what we all have to hope for. So the best case scenario is the complete disappearance of U.S. leadership on this issue. The worst case scenario is that the United States decides to unilaterally force the world to adopt Iran sanctions that the world does not want. Whether we're successful in that endeavor or not, we will create a worldwide coalition of people that are sick of U.S. leadership. And they might get together and start thinking about how to end that U.S. leadership. More on this next time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if you want a free essay on a completely different topic, I suggest you sign up for my email newsletter. Thanks.